Again, hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you for joining us this webinar. We really appreciate your time. And that's why we promise you a lot of insightful, useful information in this presentation. Also, a special gift will be announced end of the webinar. So stay till the end and don't leave. This webinar will be recorded, and please, if you have any questions during the presentation, you can write them to the chat, and we will definitely answer all the questions. With me here, Carol. Carol is a senior sales manager from StormWall, a leader in the anti-DDoS space, and my name is Firas Al-Hurani, pre-sales engineer from Cloud Network Solutions, speaking to you from Dubai office. To who never dealt with the Cloud Network Solutions, Cloud Network Solutions is a cybersecurity system integrator. Have been in the market since 2015, actually, and we are supporting our clients in all cybersecurity lifecycle, from consultation to the after-sales support and operation. With a team have around 70 engineers and skilled professionals, we have completed over than 1,000 projects worldwide. And the next slide here shows that some of our customers in the UAE from both private and government sectors, for your reference only, so you can look at them. Now, coming back to the main topic of this webinar, actually I was thinking of an introduction to this webinar. Then I found that to tell the story of the webinar is the best thing to start with. Why we decided to make this webinar and highlight DDoS protection topic? The reason is, in the last few weeks, we had conducted some meetings with our clients. And during those meetings, we had opened the discussion about DDoS protection and DDoS attacks. Now, many of the customers we had met, they believe that DDoS attacks mainly targets the websites and the e-commerce platforms. And many of them, not one or two, and all of them, they believe that they are already protected by default, even by host provider or internet service provider or whatever. And here they are making two mistakes. The first one, that DDoS, which is the distributed denial of services and not the distributed denial of website. And the word service can mean anything with an IP address connected to the internet. So it can be like a database server used by your employees. It can be like a portal used by your partners or third party or like subcontractors. It can be a server hosting your ERP or CRM system. It can be an application, and it can be a firewall itself. And so many scenarios. The second mistake is, like, you need to ask yourself, or you need to ask your provider, am I protected against all kind of DDoS attacks, against all type or sizes or scenarios? So my answer to you is, most probably, no, you are not protected against everything. You are not protected against all type of DDoS attacks. But why no? Here I will give the mic to Kerl. Kerl will explain in more details about DDoS, why you are not protected, and StormWall anti-DDoS. Kerl? Hi.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you, Faris. Thank you for that lovely introduction. Yeah. Hi again. My name is, as already mentioned, is Kerl Sorokin. Yeah, and I'm a senior sales manager at StormWall. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell you today. And thank you for joining us. And we'll also be talking about just in general DDoS attacks in the MENA region. And yeah, more importantly for us today is how to stay online when the DDoS happens, when attackers try to do the opposite, basically, of online, and what StormWall in this particular case can bring to the table. And I'll try my best to keep it practical, not too technical, I promise. And before we dive into all the details and whatnot, let's think on terminology. And here's a quick look at where DDoS attack hit in the OCI model. They can affect anything and everything from network infrastructure to application. But today, we'll focus on the layers where attack caused the biggest damage. It is from L3 to L7. And the DDoS attack, basically what it does, it overwhelms the system with traffic, causing massive disruptions or complete shutdowns of online system. So basically overwhelming with fake requests. And DDoS protection is all about detecting and filtering that noise before it reaches you. And yes, launching an attack indeed can cost $0, but fixing that damage, that part, unfortunately, never free. And let's quickly recap also why DDoS is such a serious threat worldwide. Of course, it has potential massive risks, both financial, such as lost revenue, broken SLA, customer churn, reputational ones, outages that makes headlines for all the wrong reasons, SEO risks, search ranking drops fast when you see the site goes offline, and last but not least, security risks, because DDoS is often the smokescreen for something even worse than DDoS. In short, the attack might be cheap, but the consequences, they are definitely are not. And what kind of impact? So basically, DDoS might impact organizations in two major ways. The first one, when we're talking about websites or web applications, during the DDoS, they become slow or fully unreachable. It results in lost customers, revenue, trust of those customers, weakened SEO and user experience, and again, regarding to the security risks, higher risks of follow-up attacks. And when it comes to network, it could overload the routers, links, core nodes, large-scale outages. It will disrupt voice, data, internet connectivity in the first place, SLA penalties followed by that, and mass customers complaints. And of course, that would result in cascading failures across multiple systems. In other words, whether you're protecting a website or a national network, downtime is always expensive. And now, guys, I'd like to ask you before we proceed one simple question. And the question is, how is your organization currently protected against DDoS attack? You might see a slight poll on your screens right now. So we'd really appreciate if you join in, be active, and so we would have a better understanding what type of situation are you at right now. Do you have some sort of protection based on firewall? Is it ISP provided, or already have a dedicated cloud-based protection? Or even maybe the worst case scenario, no protection at all. That also is oftentimes happens, unfortunately. Yeah, I can see already some of people answered, and for now, the most popular one is the firewall-based protection only. Okay, some of you guys use ISP, some of the dedicated cloud-based anti-DDoS service. Good. So the great thing is that no one is 100% not protected. There is some kind of protection. That is already some good news. Okay, thank you guys. So now let's dive into a bit deeper into the protection itself, into the risks, and into some data regarding the region itself. So we basically are going to take a look at MENA, especially in last year, 2025, in a bigger picture, of course. We see the 138% year-over-year growth in DDoS attacks. And StormWall has mitigated nearly 3 million attacks, with peaks reaching 1.4 terabits here, actually, in the UAE. And early 2025 was driven by geopolitics, while the second half clearly shifted towards financially motivated attacks. So that's a little big picture about the region. And of course, the complexity is rising in the region as well. Attacks are also getting smarter. Multi-vector attacks now make up over a third of the incidents. And carpet bombing, probing, botnet size are growing really, really fast. As you can see, there are some of the major botnets that already been popping up. You might already heard of them, or worst case scenario, already might suffer from them. And in short, basically, attackers test defenses continuously and strike when they see the gaps in your protection. And if we look a closer look at the industries themselves, we see that the biggest hit in the highest year-over-year growth goes to the first place, goes to finance, followed by retail and entertainment. Of course, there's a bunch more other industries that are also affected, and has, as you can see, almost every industry has a year-over-year growth, which is concerning. And UDP floods, you can see, dominate finance attack with 31%, and SDP floods grow fast in the entertainment and retail, which makes sense. Entertainment and retail, those are shopping, night movie watching, everything that just want to disrupt or us having a good time as people. And now let's take a closer look at the countries specifically. So here we can see a bit of a also top. So the Saudi Arabia is leading with 22%, taking all the attacks in the region. 17, followed with UAE, Iran 12%, and followed by Qatar, Kuwait, and Bahrain, and others. You can see that there's some slight shift towards down in Saudi Arabia. Still not that much of a growth in UAE and Iran, and some countries have seen a significant growth compared to the last year. Well, what it says in a nutshell, that protection attacks are still very popular and rising in every industry in every country. So the drop might be described by just some companies became more aware and purchasing and getting themselves a protection. And in some of the countries that are seeing the rise, there's just more attacks and less protection, I guess. And now let's see what to prepare in 2026, because DDoS will increasingly be a part of hybrid attacks. That's definite. Will be combined with ransomware or data breaches, whatever you might even think of. And attack windows will shrink to minutes. Automation will be absolutely mandatory, and availability, not bandwidth, we believe that we're going to be the main target here. And since we are talking about 2026, let's also take a little poll question. And I'm just curious, guys, about your particular situation. What is your biggest DDoS related concern in 2026? So is it like a service downtime and SLA violations, any type of losses, including financial, reputational, lack of automation and response speed, or regulatory and compliance risks? It could be all four. Unfortunately, you cannot choose all four, but probably those four. But what is the biggest one? I can see that we already have some winner, and it's pretty obvious. It's financial or reputational losses. Of course, everybody care about the business. Nobody wants to lose customers' trust or lose revenue. So yeah, that is the main point basically of this bidding: how to get revenue stable, how to even multiply it, and how to keep your reputation at the highest level possible. Okay, thank you guys for that. Thank you for participating. Let's move a little further and see, basically have a little sketch sort of. Here's what a 15-minute unmitigated attack look like. So basically what happens. So by minutes, first, of course, attackers try to map critical systems, so it's tracking and probing. Then after that, followed by massive L3, L4 flood, API endpoints fail, DNS and email clogged, gateway instantly overloaded, routers saturated, and by the minute 15, you get yourself a nice full blackout. And as you can see, all it takes is 15 minutes. That could bring down basically nationwide services. And of course, that is in case if protection is not in place. Yeah, scary? Yes, looks really scary. But preventable? Absolutely. And Storm is basically already here. And the question is, are you ready for it? You do guys answer that you already have some sort of solution, but are you ready for modern type of DDoS attacks with that solution that you have? And by kind of follow that, let's do just another quick poll. And I'm curious regarding with your current protection handle. Can your current protection handle a 1 terabit multi-vector DDoS attack? That is a really important question because if you are maybe already familiar with StormWall, you see our posts on LinkedIn or different social platforms, you can see that we are constantly posting about some of the news in the cybersecurity landscape, and of course regarding the attacks themselves, so how they change, how they shift, and how big the attacks are. And we see that 1 terabit or 2 terabits even, they're pretty common nowadays. So it's just the usual, I would say, 1 terabit and 2 terabit. So it's really important to be sure that your protection can handle. And yeah, I can see most of you guys already answered with one really hopeful answer, possibly with but service degradation. It's okay, but still, it's something that could be implemented. And most of you guys not really sure. Yeah, thank you guys for the answers. And yeah, it's really frustrating not to know what's going to happen with your services, the infrastructure, websites, whatever it is. And it's great to have a solution in place that can not only guarantee, but also back up with a lot of things, including the amount of customers and basically the maturity of solutions that they bring to the table. So in order for you to understand what DDoS protection, a solid DDoS protection vendor should look like, here's the quick checklist for the defense. So you have to understand your traffic patterns. You have to build redundancy, detect attacks early, that's a must. Work with security experts, of course, and test your defenses regularly. And most importantly, especially for some of you here, you cannot and you shouldn't rely only on basic ISP protection, because in a nutshell, it's like locking the front door but leaving all the windows open. Something is gonna come here, definitely. So, and before we move to our next slide, I'm gonna just hit you guys, promise, with the last poll of today. And this is gonna be not the optional poll, it's just gonna be poll. We are really curious, what is your biggest DDoS related challenge today? So it's a kind of an input field where you can just add something in here. We would really encourage you guys to be as active as possible and especially as insightful as possible, because we really want to hear what's the challenges that businesses are having out there, how we can not only help in the current situation, but also maybe get some insight from real businesses to understand maybe there's something that we could explore further. And the most insightful, the open question will get a little present from us, which is the first of all, you can try the solution StormWall, and on the first month you're gonna get a personal discount for that great of an answer, the insightful, the clear one that you're gonna give us. So that's gonna be a compliment for us to give that insight to us. So yeah, please take your time. Let's give it, I think, 60-90 seconds for you to write something down. But would really appreciate if you could share that openly so we could see and basically understand your concerns a little bit more. So yeah, let's just give it, you can see that so far everybody's typing, so that's okay. Sometimes you need a minute or two to think about what is the biggest DDoS related challenge today. Yeah, it might be something that you already saw here, and maybe already something that you already faced with your current provider or ISP or firewall. It's just, yeah. Or maybe it's just the scalability, you know, when you use something, some of the solution, some firewall, ISP, if the solution is stable, nothing changes, again, attacks are not stable. They change, they mature and improve every single day. So yeah, you have to have that specific solution that can do the same. It could be scalable, improve itself every day as well, and of course it's up to date with the recent challenges and global situation overall in the cybersecurity landscape. Okay, I'm just gonna stay quiet for another 30 seconds and we'll move on. Let you guys finish this off. So let me actually leave it open. You can just
we can leave it and we'll collect
Yeah,
the answers later on maybe.
yeah,
People
I'm just
thinking
gonna leave
because
it
there
and
is a
then
lot of challenges and I cannot conclude what the challenges.
maybe someone is writing an essay. I don't want you guys to just cut you off. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave the poll open. Just feel free to
Yes, yes.
type it in. We're gonna collect it afterwards.
Sure.
Okay, so let's just move to the next one. And here is after the checklist, we followed by what the features that the anti-DDoS, what defines a modern anti-DDoS service. And the must-have are this. So it is L3, L7 coverage. It is anti-bot feature included specifically. It's vendor-managed configurations, real-time dashboard in order for you to understand what the hell is happening during the attack or just on an everyday basis. It's unlimited flexibility, scalability, something that I've already mentioned, local points of presence, and of course, 24/7 fast, which is important, fast support. Anything less, trust me, customers will fill it. Whatever type of service you're using, is it a service that you provide? Is it the website, web application? If something is not from the list is missing, probably user experience will get a fill of it. And we can take a look at types of solutions that we see, not only just on the market, basically. And we can dissect them in basically three parts. It's on-prem solutions, ISP-based, and cloud ones, including such as ourselves at StormWall. You can see some of the things listed here, but if we want to keep it short, if we describe in the on-prem solution, of course, all the traffic is filtered locally, no latency, but on-prem solution could be really expensive. It could be slow to deploy, and the L7 protection on those is really limited. When we talking about ISP-based, of course, there are some upsides, such as it's really fast, it's cheap, but it's really not that capable, I would even say weak, against the complex attack, which is basically something that we're talking right now. It's not that complex attacks are something that you might face someday, but the idea is here that complex attacks are becoming the regular attacks. So you have to understand that. And the last solution is, of course, the cloud-based, which has amongst the features that includes those two before. It's also fast deployment, it's strong and reliable L3, L4 protection. It is scalable, it's disaster-proof, and low latency via global points of presence. It could be also connected to physically, so no latency whatsoever. So the last third solution, basically, this is where the market is really moving right now. And if you compare firewall with dedicated DDoS protection, also you can see things that I mentioned on the slide. I'm just gonna say out of myself. So firewalls, yeah, they are great, but they are not designed for large-scale DDoS. Dedicated platforms, they filter attacks upstream, they protect availability and automate mitigations. So it's different tools and they do different jobs. That's an important idea to understand here.
Yeah, actually,
And,
regarding this
now-
one, Carol, during our meetings
Yeah.
with the customers, maybe 90% of them, they think that using the firewall, they have most of them, they have Fortinet firewall, FortiGates. And they think that using this firewall, it's enough to protect them and to protect all their infrastructure from DDoS attacks. but they don't know
Yeah.
that the firewall, as you mentioned, it's not designed for this kind of purpose, for this kind of protection. And if you need this, you need to even to upgrade to on-prem solution for anti-DDoS on-prem solution, which you mentioned already, the comparison between the on-prem and the cloud solutions. But the main idea that your firewall is not enough to protect yourself. It's you need to think about another protection solutions to have, even cloud, even on-prem. But we already had compared the cloud solution with the on-prem solution. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight this point because it's really everyone we had met. The first thing he tell us that I have the firewall, the best firewall, I have everything protected. No, it's not.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's something like similar, to Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you think that something is the way you think it is, but it actually not. And firewall, it's not a primary function of it is to fight against DDoS attacks. However, if it can fight off like a simple DDoS attack, you can just already say that, it's really working with DDoS. Yeah, it might, but maybe with 5% of attacks that we see nowadays. Yeah, against those 5%, it's definitely going to work. But those 95%, they gonna go through your firewall like a knife through butter. So that's the idea here. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. So let's now talk a little bit, describe what exactly, as I promised at the beginning, StormWall in this station brings to the table and what we are as a company. So we are a cybersecurity international company, and that we've been working on in DDoS specifically for over 12 years. We do not do anything else. So we strongly believe that if you want to be good at something, you have to focus on one thing only, and we do only DDoS. We're strongly motivated and dedicated to this. We have over 1,200 active customers and over 130 employees. And those employees all are specifically DDoS dedicated professionals, and each layer that we have in terms of protection, L3 to L7, each layer has its own team dedicated to a particular layer when it comes to development, protection, and support, of course. And here you can see some of the customers that we are having the pleasure to work with. And this is the picture from one of our gatherings. And if you take a closer look, you can just even see yours truly face right here. This is me here, a little younger than you can see me right now.
You need to maximize the picture. And highlight.
But you get the idea.
Yeah.
So this is the global filtering network that we currently have. So those are points of presence that are strategically located around the globe. First of all, to help us cope with the attacks closer to the origin. In each of those scrubbing centers, they are very powerful. And they basically help us to move the latency and give the ability to the customers not only connect physically to in all of those locations, but also to be able to play with latency and choose what type of what point of presence they want to connect to. The filtering capacity is over 5 terabits per second at the moment, and as you can see, we're still growing and still developing, and we are looking forward to open a few more points of presence this year in Kazakhstan, in India, in Brazil, and also a second point of presence in USA in Los Angeles here. And we are present here in Dubai also. So we have a local point of presence, which is crucial for but basically specific services. It is really crucial, but it's really good for any type of service to have a local point of presence for the sake of better latency and everything else. So yeah, you do have a option of connection here in the MENA region. And here is the product suite that we have in StormWall. So as I mentioned before, we focus on DDoS protection only, and those are the 3 services that we provide. The first one is StormWall for Web, which is the L7 protection for websites and web application. Works greatly for retail, media, e-commerce, banking, basically any company that has L7 traffic, websites, web applications. It comes with a reliable protection of web applications from bots with anti-bot feature. And also, additionally, we can provide an enterprise-grade web application firewall. Web application firewall is not designed just like a firewall and DDoS protection. Web application firewall is not their main function is not to fight DDoS, it's to fight hacker attacks. So web application firewall is specifically designed to that, to cope with the vast top 10 vulnerabilities. Amongst multi-vector, complex, any type of DDoS related attacks, StormWall for web works greatly. But additionally, if customers need protection from such things like SQL injections, promo code abuse, password cracking, we can provide additional service on top of our StormWall for web. The second is StormWall for network, which is basically a reliable L3, L4 protection for ISPs, telecom, data centers, any infrastructure in the world, that company that has AS number and they want to protect their network infrastructure. And StormWall for servers, it is service similar to StormWall for networks. However, it is just for the single servers. Sometimes it's the gaming server or email, IPTV, whatever it is. We can provide such limited services to dedicated to a specific one server, not to the whole infrastructure or the network. But it also could be the case. So now let's look at the things like specifics of those services that we provide. And we start off with StormWall for web, which is the website L7 protection. And the great thing about that solution is that it provides protection on L3, L4 layer. So connects provided via proxying, a record change, or BGP in case customers need the protection without SSL decryption. And all the traffic basically starts filtering on our side. So since we do a proxy change, our IP is already protected at L3. And then what we do here is we receive all the traffic, filter it, scrub it on our own, and then send the clean traffic back to the customer. That's the whole idea in a nutshell. And again, the protection is multi-layered for the website that you have or for the for web application. And basically what it great for is, of course, for government, retail, e-commerce, finance, insurance, media, whatever it is, because it provides huge benefits such as high availability, protection against scrapping, bots, hacking, stable performance, especially during peak loads, which is really important, and API and portal protection. So here is that you can see some of the typical risks and challenges and what solution delivers to fight off those particular risks. And here what you get is when the customers are connected is, first of all, website loads quickly and maintains SEO metrics unaffected. It's round-the-clock availability of the websites, which we guarantee by our services. Each plan we have starting from 99.2% SLA guarantee. So 99.2% of the time, your website, your application will be available. And of course, it is all the way around. It's anti-DDoS, anti-bot, and web application firewall all at once. Now let's move to the network one. So again, really solid L3, L4 protection. It protects autonomous system and IP prefixes against L3, L5 DDoS attacks. The connection could be done via IP during external, physical connection at one of our scribing center IX, of course. And connection first go through BGP with prefix announcement to StormWall Cloud. And again, the idea is the same. Malicious traffic is filtered before it reaches the client's network, whatever it is, UDP flood, TCP flood, and whatever it is. And there are a few modes available to use. Since every infrastructure is different, every service is different, you can choose one of the three options. It's available on every plan. It's always on, where you constantly, we monitor the traffic, you constantly send us the announcement for us to monitor. And that's basically it. The second one is on demand. When you do that, you do the announcement to us only during the attack. So that could be the case when you worry about latency, or you just don't really want to use that at all times. You manually do that only during the attack. That's fine by us. We don't recommend a specific one. You just choose whatever fits best for your specific case, service, company, business infrastructure. And the third one is DDoS sensor. So if you have some type of DDoS sensor solution installed on your side, it could be well whatever sensor solution out there, it could be configured to automatically send prefixes to announce prefixes to StormWall. We can help. We provide help with that assistance. Of course, it depends on what type of sensor do you have. So you would basically do on-demand option, but automatically. If you don't want to do that all the time, that is also a possible option. Since the solution that we provide is our own development, we do not use any third-party solutions. This is our own. We can do multiple things with it. We can configure it the way we want it, and that's why we are able to be really flexible right here. And of course, when we talk about the benefits, major, massive ones for ISPs, telco operators, data centers, hosting providers, any sort of platforms or institutions, we see again typical risks and challenges and what solution can bring to the table. But simply put, we protect your perimeter, we maintain stability, we isolate attacks, we preserve SLAs, and we basically, most important, keep your network team chill when the attack is happening. And the last but not least, StormWall for servers, which is basically the L3, L5 protection for single particular services, unlimited number of ports, unlimited number of filtered traffic, very effective L3, L5 protection, and connection options also versatile. Jury, IPsec tunnel, or reverse proxy for Windows servers. So whatever it is, we can be flexible and adjust to anything and provide the protection for any type of server. And of course, you can see that the protection, again, can be beneficial for multiple services. It fixes lags, packet losses, mail delivery failures, VoIP noise, streaming instability, and only delivers like a stable ping, clean UDP traffic, smooth streaming, and protected gateways, basically. And what you get with those two services is, of course, the payment depends on legitimate traffic only. So you do not pay for the amount of the attacks and the severity of the attacks, because you might never know how big they're going to be. So that's on us. You pay only for the clean traffic that you're going to use. It's efficient protection of DNS servers, flexible pricing policy starting plans from 50 megabits, assistant with the setup, assistant with troubleshooting, detailed report about each attack. And of course, the thing I believe we mostly proud of is the exceptional technical support team that we have 24/7, and we also do support via Telegram chat for particular plans. And even though we are there are multiple layers to be protected, as you can see, we do it all. We use a multi-layered approach that filters attacks in L3, L4, L7, and through our web application firewall. It's combining volumetric protection, protocol filtering, and application level security. So whether a client owns an infrastructure or rents it even, StormWall adapts protection to fit the environment. Because in DDoS defense, there's no one size fits all. It's all about layering smart and good. And here we can actually take a real world example. As you can see here, February 14th, a day that originally meant for love and flowers turned into a nightmare for one of the major e-wallet platform. It was a salary payout day, and attackers hit them with a 730 gigabits layer 7 flood, combined with a ransom demand of 15 bitcoins. It's 2025. Yeah, 15 bitcoins is a lot of money at that time. So the attack lasted for 6 hours and 5 minutes. But the good news is StormWall mitigated this attack in real time. So no downtime, no ransom paid. But what is the key takeaway here? The key takeaway is that attackers don't strike blindly. They know when to strike. They're watching your business cycles and they hit when it hurts the most. So it's not anything personal. It's just, it's business, right? It's very, very calculated. And here's another example. a small ISP faced a 1.5 terabit carpet bombing attack, basically hitting the entire subnet at once. And it was powered by compromised microtic routers from all over the world. Peak load was, as you can see, 1.3 billion packets per second. That's a bit too much over real traffic. So StormWall detected and mitigated it under 1 minute. The client experienced zero downtime and plenty of relief. So those are the happy stories we love to share. And additionally, I'd like to show you the best-in-class client portal that we have, since it's really important for the customers not only to know that they are protected, but also to see and to check if it's really true. Because the portal that we provide for the customers, since we do provide not just a set of tools, but a fully managed developed service, there's a real-time analytics available, filtering rules, attack history, anti-bot panel, the traffic insights, notifications, role management, and even detailed PDF reports for any purposes, including C-level management. So the portal itself, really key feature and important for the customers. But it also clean, simple, and really quick to master.
So, Kel, the customers can monitor the traffic in real time, the traffic and the attacks in case of through your portal.
Sure. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So you can set up specific notifications, like on the phone, on the email, whatever it is. You can see when the attack started, when it's happening. You can check in to see what's going on right now, how many traffic there is right now, how much traffic there is. Here you can see, even on this little slide here, you can see it. I cannot actually zoom in, but those green ones that are finished and the red ones active. That means the attack is happening as we speak, as you watching the portal, and you can click and see what's going on, what type of attack, what's happening, how the filtering is doing, everything else. So it's all really, again, clean, simple, plain. Yeah. And the best part is that it contains a lot of settings and stuff, but all of that can be done by our team. So we're not just providing you a portal like, hey guys, this is, go for it, do whatever you need. If you don't really want to dive into it a bit deeper, or you're just not sure how to do that or this, we provide full support. We can do that for you. We can teach you a little bit, help you with something, or even do settings and some sort of filtering, additional filtering for you. That's not a problem for us. So, and of course, StormWall is not the only solution out there, not only cloud-based, but in general. Here you can see a little comparison with the other competitions, including Cloudflare and Etisalat, where we compared with the main focus, protection layers, deployment speed, and other things. And when we compare the solution that StormWall provides to generic platforms or telecom solutions, for example, we can see that StormWall focus exclusively on DDoS. Again, that's solemnly the only thing that we do, nothing else. And we do that with a faster response, deeper customizations. So again, it's not just a set of tools, it's the fully managed service that will help you get through anything, and transparent pricing. Most of the basic pricings you can just simply check available on the website. On some additional things, of course, you need to contact, but anyway, it's really transparent. As you can see, the pricing models are really flexible on the L7 network, on anything. Yeah. And basically concluding why specifically StormWall, and here's why maybe you should choose us, and of course why our existing 1,200 customers choose us, is of course 12 years of expertise. We've been in the business of DDoS only. L3, L7 filtering against multi-vector attacks. It's full range, anti-DDoS, anti-bot, WAF. Pay only for clean traffic model is crucial. Fast deployment, even under attack, we can fast deploy protection for you. No SSL decryption required if necessary. And again, the exceptional technical support team that works specifically with the chat responses with a 15 minutes response time guarantee and SLA. So in other words, it's just, real people, real speed, real protection. Yeah. And that would be it, I believe, for my part. So lastly, I'd say, first of all, of course, thank you for your time and attention. And if you'd like to see how protection works in action, you can try StormWall free for 30 days. It can provide you full-blown proof of concept. It's a great way to test how your network, website, whatever it is, handles real traffic minus the real attacks. So yeah, I believe now we're gonna take a few minutes to answer any questions if you have some. So
I think we have
feel
two
free to drop
questions
them
in the
in the
chat.
chat.
So the first one,
Yeah.
do you have your own DC data center in UAE? This is the first question.
No, we don't have a data center. We have a scrubbing center. So we have a rack in the Fujairah. So that helps us basically. That particular point of presence is a part of our global network, and all the services that we providing from that particular point of presence. So we have a scrubbing center. So it's IP addresses secured from that particular location, including the filtering of any L3 and L4 attack. So that's
question number 2, can StormWall customize the portal based on customers' requirement, or it's like a standard portal?
On the customer's requirement, basically it's the standard one. However, there are some things that are pretty as I said before, it's pretty simple. There's not much things that gonna blur your eye. It's just everything related to a specific. So if you go to the portal, it's not just clicking anywhere. There's particular sections like protection, notifications, anything else. So if you need something specific, you want dig through everything that is in the portal to find what exactly you need, because it's really user oriented. If you need something, it will take you a couple of seconds to find exactly what you need. If you want to check the filtering, if you want to go to attack notifications, if you want to go to the invoices, whatever it is, it's pretty native. It's just you understand clearly everything that's going on. Yeah.
Understood.
But no particular things like delete that feature or this feature. It's just the standard one. Yeah.
So hopefully we had answered all the questions. There is no more questions in the chat. Anyway, if anyone have questions, need more clarifications about any point had Carol speak about or mentioned in the presentation, you can reach out to us anytime through email or phone, or just talk to us, and we will be happy to answer all the questions. And the best way to answer all your concern, to answer all your questions, is to try the product, to try the solution yourself. It's free of cost. You will not pay anything. You will just try all the capabilities. You will try the portal, and in this case, you will have more like an idea about what we have talked about. Just reach out to us anytime. Send me an email or WhatsApp or whatever, and we'll be happy to arrange this free demo to you. I think we can go back to the question we had asked to see the answer.
Yeah. I just closed the poll. We got the questions from the guys. Unfortunately, we won't be viewing them right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to expedite the questions after the meeting, and we're going to reach out to the one that we enjoyed and that we considered the most insightful and open the most. And we're going to reach out, of course, with the POC offer and with a future first month discount on the services, so that the company can really try it on to see if this is a good fit or not. We'd be happy to onboard them in the smoothest way possible.
Great.
So thank you for your answers, guys.
Thank you very much, Kel, for the presentation. It was like an insightful details and presentation. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate your time with us, and hopefully we'll receive from you like queries about what we have talked about today, and we will try together to see a proof of value. Thanks again, and have a nice evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe and stay online.
Thank you.